Peace, 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 y'all. This is Chocolate Amun Ra. And this is the morning message. Now, I'm going to shock some of y'all today. Which you really shouldn't shock some of y'all anyways. But what I want to tell y'all is this. We are hard on each other. Now listen to me now. We are hard on each other. I mean every human being on this planet. We are psychologically messed up. And the reason why you psychologically messed up because you don't know who you are. No, I don't care what culture you come from. I don't care. You don't know who you don't know if your religion is telling you the truth. You don't know the truth, period. Just because you come from Mexico, you was born in Mexico, doesn't mean the truth is being told to you. Meaning, who you are, who's your descendant. Meaning, we are mixed species. Pay attention. We are mixed species. Because, do the Mexicans come from the Mayans? The Mayans, when the Mayans was here on the earth, and all of a sudden the Mayans just disappeared. Disappeared. Right? The Moors dominated the world for a long time. Gave mankind its education. The Moors. Some people don't think the Moors was African. I can agree why they don't call them African, because African, the name African is a Roman general's last name, which his name was Africanus. So when the Romans conquered the parts of Africa, if y'all don't know, they basically stamped their last name on there. Now, history has a bowl full of lies. It's lies and truths put together. And because history's like that, right? So, just think about history. Just think about history. Less than 50 years ago, millions of black people didn't even know they were slaves. Think about it. Less than 50 years ago, millions of black people did not know they were slaves. You had Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, you have Martin Luther King, and so on and so forth, and you still had your churches. But was they teaching slavery in school? Not really. They wasn't teaching slavery in school. Was they teaching slavery in church? Not none of the churches and kingdom halls I went to, they wasn't talking about no slavery. Now, I'm only speaking for myself. I don't know about the rest of y'all. So, until the book, and if you're a reader, and if you read Slave's book, like I have read many slave books after the movie, well, not the movie, but the mini-series in the 70s, Roots, came out. And then it struck a nerve. It woke something up in me. And then I started having cravings that I need to read more about slavery. I don't know if some of y'all, have you ever read the book called The Mayflower? That's a good book to read. That's how I got to know about Nat Turner. I got to know about Nat Turner through that book. the book of the Mayflower. It's called the Mayflower. Okay? So I just started getting to slaveries, but then slave books, excuse me. Then what happened was, after you read about 3 or 4 slave books, it becomes redundant because you're just repeating the same thing. Literally, that's how I found out. It started getting boring. So, when they would do movies, slave movies, you start to see the cruelty of white folks. But they never showed you how black people defended themselves, and they never really showed you how black folks' slaveries took over plantations. They never show you how black folks took over the ships. A lot of ships didn't make it here to the New World, like the way they make it out to be. A lot of ships didn't make it to the New World. A lot of plantations in the beginning had a hard time. That's what a lot of y'all don't know. And a lot of you sit there and it's like you don't care for it. You don't care to notice. You just go along. And in a lot of these preachers that go to these sermon schools to become a preacher, there's books that they can learn, but the problem is, if they learn it, they can't teach it. I found that out when I used to watch the Apostle Casey Price. The Apostle Casey Price had a mini series based on the Bible is based on black people. Now what you get is ignorant black people who would say something like, well, it don't matter about many different issues in the Bible. But a lot of pastors didn't tell you majority of their sermon comes from the Greek theology. They don't tell you about African. They're not speaking African. They're not telling you anything about Africa. They're telling you Greek theology. That's it. Like when you hear somebody go Horus, right? Why are you saying Horus in Egypt, which is really Haru? Now, when I state that, if anyone is familiar with the Holy Trinity, the Holy Trinity, it's about Osiris, Set, and Haru. Then you got the Greek theology, which is behind that, because remember the Africans taught the Greeks. Then you got Isis, Osiris, then Horus. Then you got the Romans trilogy. You got Mary. You got the Holy Ghost. And then you got Jesus. Right? So why is it in that pattern? It's in that pattern because the origin of man is based on African people. Well, that continent. But when you read the Bible and understand the stories or the conception of the Bible, you're going to find out that the Bible is hidden codes and hidden secrets. You're going to find out lessons too why black people don't get along with each other through that Bible. If you truly paying attention, because it's simple. I'm going to tell you how simple this is. Why here in America, you have so many different religions, so many different churches. Why? Think about it. Why do you have all these different churches? Why is it so necessary? Because they don't agree with each other. They don't agree with each other. How you got all these pastors from different churches, right? Hold on. They barely visit each other's church. Barely. They all have their own philosophy. But we all supposed to be under one banner of serving one God. But the Bible's not stating about one God. Is it? Is the Bible stating about one God? And if the Bible has many books missing, Old Testament, New Testament, if you will, the Bible literally have many books missing. So how can we conclude on the Bible and its stories when many of these stories, or many books of the Bible, is missing? Because if there's many books in the Bible missing, there could be main events that took place that we don't know nothing about. So we got to sit there and try to break this down. Now, why is this took place? Is because they don't want you to know certain things. The book of Enoch. Why the book of Enoch is not in the Bible? But you can get the book of Enoch now, and that's a possibility. Why the book of Enoch is not in the Bible? But they talk about the book of Enoch. And it barely gives you descriptions about the book of Enoch. And that's another problem. But then in the book of Ezekiel, which we have, talks about Ezekiel seeing a spaceship. But it wasn't described as a spaceship. It gives you different descriptions, but we all know if you read Ezekiel, the first chapter, and read on, Ezekiel describes a spaceship. So you tell me. See, when you don't really want to know the truth, because it becomes spookism, you get scared. Think about it. You got to be crazy than a motherfucker to sit up here and believe that you're the only species on the fucking planet. That's a bunch of bullcrap. I'm going to tell you another reason. Another reason why is because there was bacteria on this planet before man. Think about it. A living organism already on the earth before human beings. We already have beings on the planet. Because the Bible clearly tells you that in the beginning. You had 2 to 3 creations in the Bible. Read it carefully. Why would God make a statement if Moses is supposed to be the one who wrote the first few books in the Bible? So why in the book it clearly tells you, let's make man in our image, our image. Who's our? And see, a lot of y'all keep thinking, oh, they was talking about Jesus. So then that's the case, you disrespecting women then. Right off the top, the Bible is a hypocrite, because here we go. If we talk about God the Creator and only Jesus, then where's the woman at? See, you could easily misquote that Bible easily, and a lot of you already done that over the years. You sit up there talking about man it's God, Jesus, and man. Nah, don't make no sense. The woman is very important because she's the parallel, the portal of human life coming through her. Without that woman, that man can't come here. Hmm? Because the woman and the man was made together. God didn't say, I made man first, then I made him wait. Hmm? Because in the beginning of the Bible, God says make man and woman. So man and woman was here first. Now the reason why I went going through this for a few minutes is just to let y'all know. If you don't know certain things and you just go along with things, then it's confusion when you hear them. Number two, the reason why so many of us don't get along and so many of us don't give a damn is because we're not from the same nation. We're not from the same tribe. We're not from the same species. You heard me clearly. The Bible gives you answers and you don't even know it. Now, what you need to do to counter that and to get a better cross-reference on that is now put the Bible away and put it down. Start to go into ancient times. Now, you could do some documentaries on the History Channel, the Geographic channels, and stuff like that. You got to remember, European science and sociology is different from, and scholarship is different from black sociology and scholarship and any other different culture. Because remember, they're going to give it to their point of view. I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but I am telling you this. Cross-reference. Because the problem is a lot of you don't cross-reference. The problem is a lot of you, what you do is the first thing you read and you go, that's correct. Now, you need to get into Sumerian texts. Start studying Sumerian texts. Straight up. Egypt gives you some good point of views too. Right? Studying Sumerian, Babylonian, and Egypt. Those three. Even though you probably have other civilizations as well, but these are the ones that you can do that they found evidence, writings, and stuff like that that show that there was ETs, extraterrestrial beings, long time ago, and they came visit the planet. Now I know right now somebody go, you bugging out. Ain't nobody bugging out. Ain't nobody bugging out, because if I told you I seen a spaceship 22 years ago, you wouldn't believe it, but I did. I didn't need to report that, because to me, reporting it was a waste of time. You understand? But I already knew at that 22 years ago that we wasn't the only people on the planet. I wasn't stupid. You know what I mean? Because there's no way in the world you're going to have the Sumerian text and the Babylonian text and the Egyptian text, and they all have the same similar graphics, like basically showing giants on the planet. All right, and then the Bible clearly tells you about giants on the planet. They call Nephilims. Cool. I mean, Hollywood gives it away easy. I mean, if you don't know, when Hollywood do their research, when they do like these scientific movies, they go to the Bible. Same thing when you watching Omen movies and stuff like that, they go to the Bible and stuff like that. But you gotta understand, when they dealing with the devil, that's a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So, if you do research, a lot of you would stop. I mean, you would really stop the bullcrap that you do. Just like the reason why now I'm into my heritage more is because once I realized the lies and the deceits, and I'm sitting up here like, wait a minute, we're giving all this money away to these people from different cultures But then when you sit back and you start watching, wait a minute, a lot of these people are not passing their money off to our people. Literally. A lot of these people are not shopping in our supermarkets and they're not buying our clothing and stuff like that. A lot of them. And then let's make it clear, a lot of our people ain't doing it either. A lot of our people ain't doing it. So, make it clear. We all messed up, and I'm sorry if that's going to hurt your feelings, but everybody here is messed up. I don't care who you is, because you don't know the truth. You don't know the truth. And I'm going to be honest with you, you better understand something. Your number one God is money. Your number one God is money. Money have destroyed families, friends, neighbors, have killed people. Resources have killed nations. Resources have killed tribes. Resources killed a whole entire families. Money, diamonds, rubies, and pearls, sapphires, platinum, rhodium. All these different metals in ancient times was used. Y'all better wake up, man. Money is your God. You don't celebrate all these different holidays because of what? What is that for? Why do you celebrate all these holidays? You don't even break them down. So, think about what I'm saying to you. Understand what I'm telling you. Okay? Understand what I'm telling you. This is Chocolate Amun Ra. I'm sorry, but yo, all of us, I don't care what race your ass in, we all fucked up. You ain't keeping it real anyway. Peace.